You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. My name's Nicholas Callis. Angels Stadium is the venue for tonight's game between the New York Yankees and the Los Angeles Angels. Two teams from the American League and both from different spectrums. The Yankees are in first place in the American League East, while the Angels are in third place, close to fourth, in the AL West. Andrew Heaney on the mound for the Angels, the starter for tonight's game. At 11 starts, 3-5 with an ERA of 6.67. Now, he's been somebody that the Angels have wanted to be an ace-type pitcher, but unfortunately his numbers are not quite ace material. He struggled in starts, as the entire Angels team has struggled this season. And he has to start a tough task against one of the best teams in the American League. The Angels are 26-30. The Astros and the Athletics are leading the American League West right now. Strike one on LeMahieu. The Athletics 36-24 in first place. The Astros are 33-25 in second place, 2 games back of the A's. The Angels are 8 games back of the division lead, 6 games back of the Astros for second place. 2-1 count on LeMahieu, second baseman of the Yankees. One of the most consistent contact hitters in baseball. Now playing in New York in his second season. Line drive toward right field. There's Aramisio. That's the first out of the ball game. Here's the starting lineup for the New York Yankees. Several familiar faces on this team. Nobody new on the ball club starting in this game. The lineup has been rearranged over the years just to maximize productivity. Gleyber Torres consistently batting in the third spot this season. Miguel Andujar coming off an injury. Back in the middle of the order as the designated hitter of this team. That's ball one to Aaron Judge. Former home run leader in baseball, as well as a Rookie of the Year award winner. Both those achievements in 2017. He also won the Home Run Derby at Marlins Park in 2017. Has struggled with injuries in 2018 and 2019. He started this year on the injured list, but he's back in the Yankees lineup now and hasn't had any major stints since then. Counts 2-1. Two ball, one strike pitch. Chopped on the ground left side. Anthony Rendon to Albert Pujols, 2 outs. And with 2 outs, that'll bring up the shortstop, Gleyber Torres. Torres came up and regularly started at second base for the Yankees. But now playing shortstop, the Didi Gregorius was not picked up in free agency. Strike one, a breaking ball over the middle of the plate. The Yankees haven't been hitting home runs this season, really, at least compared to what they have before. Nobody's reached 20 home runs yet on this Yankees team, and Gleyber Torres is the team leader with 15. Josh Donaldson's the American League home run leader, and he's a little bit over 20. He's a little bit over 20 home runs. 1-2 pitch, upstairs, counts even 2-2. Torres, a product of the Chicago Cubs, was traded to the Yankees while he was still a minor leaguer. Made his debut in 2018, and he's been a regular starter ever since. Had great success in his rookie season. Line drive into right field. There's Aramisio. He makes the catch. The Yankees go down 1-2-3 against Andrew Heaney. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. After a half inning, it's the Yankees 0 and the Angels coming to bat. And on the mound for the Yankees, Jordan Montgomery. A pitcher who still needs to develop, but this season he's put up good numbers in 11 starts, 5-2 with a .395 earned run average. He didn't pitch at all in the majors last season. He was on the injured list for the majority of 2019. But with several pitcher injuries the Yankees have had this season, a few pitchers are on the IL. Jordan Montgomery's had a chance to be in the starting rotation. Here he is making his 12th start of the year against an Angels team that's trying to crawl back into the AL West contention. The Angels are 8 games back of the Athletics for first place, and they're 6 games back of the Astros for second place. The Yankees, as you just saw there, are in first place in the AL East, and it's not quite close. Two-one pitch. Toward the middle, there's Torres. He throws to Voit. And that's out number 1, David Fletcher, set down quickly. There's the starting lineup for the Angels. A big name in that lineup. Anthony Rendon signed in the offseason to a very large contract, batting third and playing third base. The Angels are without Mike Trout. He sustained an injury about a week or two ago, and he'll be on the injured list for several more days now. His injury is estimated to keep him out 1 to 2 months. Angels hoping he gets back in the lineup, though. He's a catalyst in their lineup, also a great defender out in center. But here's the player that is substituting for him in center field. That's Brian Goodwin. Goodwin started the year in right field, but because of the Trout injury, he's now playing center, and Michael Hermisio is in right field. Shohei Ohtani was supposed to be somebody who could play both the field and pitch. Dual roles on the team, but he's had arm problems over the last few years, so the Angels only having Ohtani pitch and designated hit on a few occasions. But he doesn't play the outfield very much anymore. 3-2 pitch to Goodwin. Swing and a miss. Goodwin down on strikes. Montgomery his first strikeout. And now there are 2 outs. But back to the Yankees. The Yankees are 34-24. They're in first place. The Blue Jays are 29-29, and they're 5 games back of the Yankees. So the Yankees have quite a large lead. It's not a safe lead considering such long seasons in baseball, but they're at the top at this moment, and they've been at the top for the majority of this season so far. Anthony Rendon won an NL Silver Slugger Award last season. Former Washington National, came up in 2014 with the Nats. Was originally a second baseman, but was converted to third base. He's always been a consistent hitter, too. He started his career hitting for better contact. He had high average numbers, but the power came naturally for him. And, of course, he demonstrated that in the World Series last season. One of the many heroes that the Nationals had.
1 ball, 2 strikes, down.
And in free agency, Rendon decided to bring his talents to the Angels, where he's more than likely to complete the prime of his career. 1-2 pitch. Up and in, counts even 2-2. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch. Montgomery into the wind. Down low, counts full 3-2. Justin Upton would be next. Sharp ground ball, but foul. That's past Urshela at third. Count full 3-2. It's still full 3-2. Full count pitch one more time. Another foul ball by Rendon, and the count remains full. Montgomery getting close to 20 pitches. 3-2 again. Sharp ground ball down the first base line, but that's a foul ball again. Rendon extending this plate appearance. The infield shifting him too, as you saw there. Voit was not close to that first base line. He's playing off a bit. Bat hit well to left field. Down the line. And that's a foul ball. That had enough distance to be a home run, but it was in foul territory. Here comes the 11th pitch of this plate appearance. On the ground left side. He hit it into the left side of the infield and hit it through. Rendon beat the shift by hitting it through the teeth. 2-out single for the Angels, and an 11-pitch at bat by Rendon ends in a single and extends the inning just a bit. There's Justin Upton. Upton in his age 32 season. 263 hitter, 16 home runs, and 31 RBIs. Justin Upton was a former first-round draft pick of the Arizona Diamondbacks in 2005. He was also the first overall pick. That's strike one. Spent the beginning part of his career in Arizona, made his debut in 2007, played there until 2012. Played for the Braves from 2013 to 14. Then in 2015, played for the Padres as that pitch is hit into center field, base hit for Justin Upton with 2 outs, back-to-back singles for the Angels. But Upton played for Detroit in 2016 and part of 2017, and toward the end of 2017, he was dealt to the Angels, and he's been here ever since as a consistent outfielder and a consistent middle-of-the-order bat for them. Now here's Albert Pujols. Swings and fouls that pitch off. The count's 0-1. Montgomery got 2 quick outs. Then Rendon had an 11-pitch at bat that ended in a single. And Justin Upton singled following the Rendon at bat. So now here's Pujols, formerly known as the Machine. Regarded as one of the best hitters to ever grace Major League Baseball. Started his career with the Cardinals in 2001. After the 2011 season, after the Cardinals won the World Series, he hit the free agent market and signed one of the largest big league contracts, free agent contracts in Major League Baseball history with the Angels. And here he is still playing. He's been here since 2012. Chop foul. The count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Because he's aged and doesn't run well anymore, and his fielding skills have depleted a bit, he switched between a designated hitter role and playing first base. But you see here in this start, he is on defense. Matt Thaiss on deck. Full count on Albert Pujols. And with 2 outs, the runners expected to be moving on the pitch. There they go. Line foul. The count's still full, 3-2. Jordan Montgomery was having a quick inning, but now he's about to throw his 30th pitch of the inning. Runners go. Chopped up the middle. Torres will have to make a play at first. And he does. Pujols out at first, and that ends the first inning. Jordan Montgomery threw 30 pitches in that inning. But the Angels stranded 2 on base. No runs on 2 hits and 2 runners left on after 1 full inning. No score here at Angel Stadium. This is Major League Baseball's virtual network. This game brought to you by MLB The Show 20. My name's Nicholas Callis. The Yankees went down 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. So now here in the top of the second, they'll have the middle of the order due up. Giancarlo Stanton, Gary Sanchez, and Miguel Andujar. And Stanton swings at the first pitch. That's hit well to left field. Upton, right in front of the track, makes the catch. And a long first out starts the second inning. And with that, we'll take a look at the defense for the Angels. Upton in left. Goodwin in center. Hermisio in right. Trout still on the injured list. He'll be there for another month or so. Rendon at third base. Simmons at short. Fletcher at second. Pujols at first. And Castro behind the plate. Here comes the number 5 hitter, Gary Sanchez. His production has slowed down over the years, but he made a mark when he came up and consistently started at catcher in 2016. He hit 20 home runs in 63 games with the Yankees. And I remember when the Yankees were playing, it seemed like it was consistent that I'd get an update from my phone saying Sanchez homered, now here's the score. On the ground, third base, there's Rendon. To Pujols, 2 outs. And Heaney working quickly in the first 2 innings of this game. Miguel Andujar comes to the plate with 2 outs and the base is empty. He's the designated hitter. Tied for 7th in the American League in average with a .333 average. Also has 11 home runs. That's down low, counts 1-0. Miguel Andujar, one of the top players in baseball in hits. He has the most on the Yankees, though, 81. He's tied for first in the American League, for that matter, with Jose Abreu. They both have 81 hits entering today. DJ LeMahieu is third in the American League with 80 hits. The Yankees have players have good average numbers, but Gleyber Torres did not make the top 10 cut with his 15 home run total. Hitters count for Andujar, 3 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, the count's full 3-2. 95-mile-per-hour fastball. Full count pitch. Ground ball foul down the third base side, and the count remains full 3-2. Andujar made his major league debut in 2017, but started consistently playing for the Yankees in 2018. And he walks with 2 outs. And with that, Luke Voit will come to the plate. Voit, a .292 hitter with 8 home runs and 25 RBIs entering play. Was acquired in a trade with the Cardinals in 2018. And I talk about this trade because it's rare in Major League Baseball when you find a trade that really satisfies 2 teams. Like genuinely contributes to a team's future and a team's success. But the Yankees and Cardinals trade has worked out well for both sides. The Yankees got Luke Voit from the Cardinals. They needed a strong first baseman because Greg Bird was on the injured list frequently, and Giovanni Gallegos satisfied the Cardinals' need for stronger pitching depth. And he's now the Major League Baseball leader in saves. Giovanni Gallegos is. He was a starter in the Yankee system, but the Cardinals have pushed him to be a reliever, and so far he's been dominant this season. 2-1 pitch. That hit one to left field, and that ball is going to be gone. Way out of the park, out in left field. A 2-run home run for Luke Voit. Puts the Yankees on the board early. And Andrew Heaney, who seemed to have this inning under control, walked Andujar and then gave up the home run to Voit. And watch where this pitch was. Yeah, that was high in the zone, right over the middle of the plate. And all the good power hitters don't miss those pitches, and Voit certainly established himself as a quality power hitter. So with 2 outs, Brett Gardner will come to the plate. And yes, Eric Ledford, that is true. Chase Shreve was in that deal. But as you said, he's long gone. He didn't do too well in St. Louis, got sent back down, and I honestly couldn't tell you where he is right now. 1-0 pitch. That's a strike, counts even 1-1. Gardner 0 for 4 in his last game. Coming into today, .258 hitter. Gardner, the longest tenured Yankee.
I got 2-1 to count.
His first full season was in 2009, and the Yankees went on to win the World Series that year. And he's been a consistent outfielder with them ever since. Has alternated between left and center field throughout his career. But because Aaron Hicks is on the injured list, he's playing center field. Stanton in left, and Andujar the designated hitter. And Judge, of course, in right. 2-2 pitch. High fly ball toward right field. Hermisio seems to track it, and he makes the catch. Top of the second inning's over. But Luke Voigt, with 2 outs and a runner on, hit this home run, and the Yankees have a 2-0 lead going to the bottom of the second. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. This game brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Coming into the bottom of the second inning, the 6, 7, 8 hitters in the Angels order are due up to bat. Matt Thaiss, Andrelton Simmons, and Michael Hermisio. Jordan Montgomery was forced to throw 30 pitches in that first inning, which may have an effect on him throughout this game, but the Angels left 2 runners on in the first inning. Swing and a miss. The count's quickly 0 balls and 2 strikes. Montgomery got the first 2 hitters out. Then Anthony Rendon had an 11-pitch at bat that ended in a single. Justin Upton singled as well. And then Pujols worked his count full but ended up grounding out. 0-2 pitch. That's outside, counts 1 and 2. Matt Thaiss, most notably last season, made a sparkling play at third base that preserved the Angels' combined no-hitter. As that's into left center field, that's a base hit. And Matt Thaiss is aboard at second base with a leadoff double off Jordan Montgomery. So nobody out, a runner in scoring position at second base. Here's Andrelton Simmons. He swings and misses at strike 1. Simmons, a .267 hitter with 6 home runs and 19 RBIs entering today's game. Former Atlanta Brave, now a part of the Angels. Has won 2 Gold Gloves with each team he's played for. Up until he struggled with injuries a couple seasons ago, his hitting was becoming consistent as well, but in his career, his defense has shown the most. Into left field, there's Giancarlo Stanton. Catch made. That's out number 1. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the New York Yankees. Stanton in left field, not designated hitting anymore. He's consistently been in left field. Gardner's in center, Judge's in right. Urshela's at third, Torres at short, LeMahieu at second, Voigt at first. Gary Sanchez behind the plate. Yankees not one of the best fielding teams, a .986 fielding percentage, good for 13th in the American League. That pitch misses inside. The count's 1-0 to Michael Hermisio. Those numbers aren't representative of the kind of player he is. He just got to play consistently. Mike Trout, with his injury, forced the outfield to shift a bit as that's towards short. Torres with a jumping throw, out number 2. What a great play by Gleyber Torres. That's harder than you think, too, when infielders have to do that, when they make a backhanded play. And they're running one way, but have to make a throw another way. That's where the jump has to be timed, and the throw needs to be strong and accurate, but you can't use your legs when you're in the air. What a great play by Torres. Hermisio out. Thaiss still at second with 2 outs. Here is Jason Castro. Castro just signed with the Angels this offseason. Former Houston Astro, made the All-Star game in 2013. He was the starting catcher for the Twins, but then Mitch Garver had a breakout season last year. Garver ended up winning the Silver Slugger Award for American League catchers. And Castro was let go by the Twins in free agency. So Castro picked up by the Angels. He's a good bat to have in the lineup. Pretty solid catcher as well. 2-0 pitch. That's fouled off. Counts 2-1. Two-one pitch from Jordan Montgomery. Swing and a miss. Counts even 2-2. Matt Theis is on second base. He doubled the leadoff this inning. And the next two hitters got out. Even count on Castro. That misses. Counts full 3-2. David Fletcher at the top of the order would bat next, if Castro can reach. Three-two pitch. Swing and a miss. And the bottom of the second inning is over. Despite getting a leadoff double, the Angels fail to score in the second inning. After two full innings, it's the Yankees 2 and the Angels 0. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 9-1-2 hitters due up for the Yankees in this half inning. Gio Urshela, DJ LeMahieu, and Aaron Judge. Urshela, 255 hitter entering play. And he lines that first pitch down the right field line. That's a fair ball. Urshela rounding first. He's going to try for second. Hermisio throws it in right to the bag. Tag by Simmons is late. Urshela sliding in there. Close play, but he has his 10th double of the year. And it's a leadoff double for the Yankees to begin the third inning. The Yankees now have 2 runs on 2 hits, but coming into this inning, they had scored 2 runs on 1 hit. Miguel Andujar walked last inning, and Luke Voigt hit a 2-run home run. The Angels have left 3 runners on base so far in this game. They left 2 on in the first, and they let a leadoff double go to waste in the second. Now we're here in the third is DJ LeMahieu. He lined out in his first at-bat. I already talked about LeMahieu being third in the American League with 80 hits. His teammate Miguel Andujar is tied for the league best with 81. He's tied with Jose Abreu of the White Sox.
That's ball two.
DJ LeMahieu started his career with the Chicago Cubs in 2011. That's where he made his Major League debut. Was moved to the Rockies in 2012. Spent 7 seasons with them from 2012 to 2018. And in 2019, he signed a 3-year deal with the New York Yankees. He's got quite the story as well. 2-2 pitch. On the ground and foul. The count's still 2-2. LeMahieu was picked up as a potential utility player. He was supposed to play anywhere in the infield and give the rest of the Yankees infielders off days when they needed them. Still be a consistent bat. But the Yankees had so many injuries, LeMahieu was forced onto the front lines where he consistently played second base and first base. And he blossomed here in New York. I mean, he was always a great player in the National League with the Rockies and made the All-Star game. Consistently was one of the best players, but man, his season in New York last year was MVP worthy. And he singles there, still nobody out. Urshela moved to third on the play. So runners on the corners, nobody out. Here's Aaron Judge. That's just inside. The count's 1-0. Heaney is using that breaking ball consistently. And he's thrown several first pitch breaking balls in this game. Not a poor idea, but that's chopped third base side. Heaney will play it in fair territory. Aaron Judge is safe at first base with an RBI infield single. Quite a rarity. LeMahieu moves to second on the play. It's a 3-0 Yankees lead here in the top of the third. And with that, a mound visit will be had. That's Mickey Callaway, the former manager of the New York Mets and also former pitching coach of the Cleveland Indians. He's a bit newer in this Angels organization, but he's their pitching coach.
0-1's the count.
And with his conference with Heaney over, here's Gleyber Torres, who's 0 for 1. The 0-1 pitch coming. Down low, counts even 1-1. Torres, along with a couple other prospects, were traded to the Yankees for Aroldis Chapman in the middle of the 2016 season.
2.
And the Cubs had made that acquisition with high hopes of making a deep playoff run, and of course they won the World Series in 2016. But the Yankees, in a way, got the last laugh because not only did they get Torres and those prospects in the deal, but they signed Aroldis Chapman back in the 2016-17 offseason when he became a free agent. Torres strikes out there. Heaney with one strikeout now in his outing.
Now back. Left field.
But Heaney not out of trouble yet. There's still 2 runners on base and 1 out. And the middle of the Yankees' order's coming up. Here's Giancarlo Stanton, somebody who thrives off hitting against left-handed pitching. 284 hitter with 11 home runs and 35 RBIs now.
0-1.
He had a deep fly ball in his first at-bat, but it was caught out and left by Justin Upton. The Yankees with a run in already in this 3rd inning. 1 out, LeMahieu on second, Judge on first. Line drive right side foul. The count quickly 0-2. Stanton, a former Miami Marlin, he made his debut when the team was still known as the Florida Marlins. That was back in 2010. The Marlins rebranded their team in 2012, renaming themselves the Miami Marlins. It's been that way ever since. Though they've still done some rebranding. They've changed their color theme, their Marlins logo. They're still from Miami, according to their name, but just Derek Jeter and other ownership trying to create a new brand of baseball for that team. And so far they're doing well this year. Fair ball down the left field line. LeMahieu rounds third. He's coming to the plate, and he'll score. Judge moves to third. Stanton at second with an RBI double. The Yankees lead it 4-0 in the 3rd. The Yankees got 2 runs in the 2nd inning. Now 2 runs in here in the 3rd. Still 1 out. Both runners in scoring position. Judge on third. Stanton on second. Here's Gary Sanchez, and already there's bullpen action for the Angels. Matt Andriese warming up. That's down low. The count's 1-0. Sanchez, over the seasons, has not kept his average very high. After 2017, he was anticipated to be an all-around great hitter, but since then he's just been a power hitter and a run producer. And it looks like he'll produce another run here. Gary Sanchez with a sacrifice fly. The Yankees have scored 3 in the inning. They have a 5-0 lead with 2 outs in the 3rd. And Miguel Andujar will come to the plate. That's going to do it for Andrew Heaney. Here comes Joe Madden. Andrew Heaney cannot pitch out of the 3rd inning. He pitches 2 2/3 innings. All 5 of those runs he gave up were earned. And Giancarlo Stanton, who's still on second, is Heaney's responsibility. Here's Matt Andriese, a former starter with the Tampa Bay Rays, is now a long relief pitcher here with the Los Angeles Angels. And he's pitching with his team down 5 runs. It's still early, so he may be asked to eat several innings in this game. Miguel Andujar up, 2 outs. Stanton on second base. Check swing, no swing according to the home plate umpire. It's a 1-0 count now. I already talked about Andujar being first in the American League, tied for first in hits in the American League with 81, tied with Jose Abreu.
That's in. Ball 2.
Andujar struggled with injuries in most of 2019. That's why the Yankees went out and traded for Gio Urshela. And Urshela had a breakout season with the Yankees in 2019. And that left some question marks for Andujar's future with the Yankees. But I don't know if the Yankees are willing to deal him away anymore. He's had quite a great season so far as the designated hitter, and he's gotten that opportunity because Aaron Hicks has been injured, and the Yankees have shifted around the outfield to give him a place in the lineup. He flies out in that at bat. Brian Goodwin makes the play. That ends at the top of the 3rd inning. The Yankees get 3 runs. Rolling into the bottom of the 3rd, it's 5-0. The Yankees lead it. This is Major League Baseball's virtual network. This game brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Top of the order, due up for the Angels in this half inning. David Fletcher, Brian Goodwin, and Anthony Rendon. Fletcher starting second baseman. He bats leadoff when there's a lefty starter and plays second base. When there's a righty starter, usually Tommy La Stella is in the lineup. 1-0 misses, counts 2-0. The Angels have left 3 runners on base through the first 2 innings. Line drive into left field. That's a base hit. Looks like that'll roll to the wall. Stanton's going to play it. Fletcher stops at second base. He's content with a leadoff double. The second leadoff double in 2 consecutive innings. And that split that gap perfectly. Stanton, a better arm and theoretically closer to third base, could get that relay in more efficiently. And he did. That stopped Fletcher to a double. Now here's Brian Goodwin. Goodwin, a former Washington National, now playing with the Angels, and an everyday starter. Fletcher at second base, nobody out. Montgomery, though he hasn't given up a run yet, it has not been a cakewalk with these Angels hitters. The Angels just have failed to score. The Angels got 2 runners on with 2 outs in the first inning, failed to score. Then Matt Thaiss hit a double to lead off the second inning, and the Angels failed to score after that. But a productive out from Goodwin here. LeMahieu throws to Void. Out at first is Goodwin, but advancing to third from second base is David Fletcher. So 1 out, bottom of the third inning, and one of the best run producers in baseball, Anthony Rendon's coming to the plate. Rendon is 1 for 1. He singled in the first inning. He's now 3 for 5 in the series. The Angels won game 1 of this series yesterday. This is game 2. The Angels won by a hefty margin as well. 6-2 was the final. Shohei Ohtani got the win. Counts 1-0 on Rendon. David Fletcher led this inning off with a double. And now he's on third base after Goodwin grounded out. So a productive out from Goodwin. The Angels with an opportunity to get on the board. Jordan Montgomery threw 30 pitches in the first inning. 11 of those pitches were thrown to Anthony Rendon, who ended up singling off Montgomery to extend the inning. Swing and a miss, the count's 1-2. In the dirt. Sanchez keeps it in front of him, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Even count 2-2. Pitch from Montgomery's outside. The count's full 3-2. Justin Upton awaits on deck. He most likely will bat next and will bat in this inning. (3-2). Foul ball. Rendon went up the ladder to go chase that pitch, and thankfully he got a piece of the bat on the ball, so the count still full 3-2, and another pitch coming from Montgomery. That's fouled off. The count still full 3-2. Again, Rendon working a quality at bat. Again, 11 pitches he saw in his first at bat. Ended up singling. 3-2 pitch coming again. Fly ball. And that's foul again. Rendon working a count. Staying in the at bat. They'll see another full count pitch. David Fletcher on third base. High fly ball toward left field. Stanton going back. He makes the catch, and Fletcher will tag from third. A relay. Well, there is no relay, or shall it duke me? But Fletcher scores from third base. The throw was offline. And the Angels are on the board. It's 5-1 with 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. Upton 1 for 1. He also singled in the first inning. Was one of the 2 runners left on base in that first inning. And he takes ball 1. So Jordan Montgomery getting the start for this Yankees team. in this game. Montgomery most notably in the lineup because James Paxton and Luis Severino are on the injured list. Now, Paxton is scheduled to come back within this week. He should be back in the Yankees starting rotation by the end of next week.
2 balls, 1 strike, the count.
Luis Severino had Tommy John surgery, so 2020 for him is scrapped. He won't pitch in the year 2020.
Ball in.
3 ball, 1 strike count. So Montgomery, he's making a good case for himself. He's 5-2, and his ERA's in the low 3s. He's making a case to stay in the rotation. That's ball 4, 2-out walk issued to Upton. But the Yankees over the years have just had issues with having too much talent, which doesn't seem like an issue, but you have 8 position spots. You have 5 rotation spots. And only so many relief pitchers can throw in every week. It'll be interesting to see how the Yankees adjust to Aaron Hicks when he gets off the injured list. And James Paxton should pitch in 2020. Like I said, he'll be back soon. But when all these players get healthy, I'm just curious to see how the Yankees will handle that. They've had so many teams with so much depth, and it was already a historic run for them last year because they had 20-plus injuries, which was a Major League Baseball record for the amount of injuries in a single season. And they still won 100-plus games with players who were depth players, who were minor league players, who were players that were very seldom heard of. They still produce talent. Nothing in 2 pitch. That's fouled off. The count's still 0-2. Now you have Judge and Stanton who are healthy. Luke Voigt's healthy again. And Duhar's healthy. That's fouled off. The count's still 0-2. And this team, as dangerous as advertised. Garrett Cole at the helm, too. He's now the ace of the team. And it's a scary thought for all of Major League Baseball. What will happen when all these players are healthy, back in the lineup and back in the rotation? You'll have Cole and Severino at the top of the Yankees rotation with Paxton in between. Tanaka is still in there. And then the Yankees lineup that'll have Judge in right, Hicks in center, Stanton in left, or Gardner in left. But again, where will you put it? Where will you put Andujar? Just so many questions and so many hypotheticals for this team, and I'm not going to try to go into them all right now. I thought I could go into them all, but I can't. Two ball, 2 strike pitch to Albert Pujols. Strike 3 called at the top of the zone, and that ends the 3rd inning. The Angels make Montgomery throw several more pitches, though his pitch count spiking, and they get a run. Anthony Rendon hit a sacrifice fly. After 3 full innings, it's the Yankees 5 and the Angels 1. This is Major League Baseball's virtual network. This game brought to you by MLB The Show 20. My name's Nicholas Callis. As we head to the 4th inning, the Yankees have a 5-1 lead over the Angels. Don't forget, you can check out our Twitter page, too. We have a Twitter page. It's @VirtualMLB. You can get news on the league as well as all the videos posted to YouTube. Go there as well, so you can check that out. Also, our YouTube channel, if you subscribe to it, you can get notifications about when we go live. You can get notifications that tell you when we upload videos. And you can check the homepage to see the 4 major categories that we have. Our schedule is always posted week to week. We have highlight videos, full game archives, results and standings updates. And our live video is always at the top of our channel, so when we're live, you'll know. 2 ball, 1 strike count on Luke Voigt. But check us out on YouTube, MLB Virtual Network. And follow us on Twitter at VirtualMLB. Matt Andriese pitching, 2-1 count to Luke Voigt. Swinging a foul ball, that evens the count 2-2. Voigt started scoring for both teams. He had a 2-run home run in the second inning. Gave the Yankees an early lead. Was the foundation for their 5-run total they have now. They lead by 4. Brett Gardner on deck, full count. Matt Andriese got the final out of the third inning, and he's now pitching here in the fourth inning. One of the long relief pitchers in the Angels pitching staff, and he issues a leadoff walk to Luke Voigt. Andrew Heaney went 2 2/3 innings, but couldn't pitch out of the third. And he's in line for the loss. All 5 of the runs the Yankees scored were earned. Here's Brett Gardner at strike 1. Gardner over 12 seasons has 1,402 hits. Certain many of them infield singles as well, or bunt singles. He, early in his career, was one of the fastest players in baseball. Made him a great defensive center fielder. But in recent years, he's developed a sense of power for himself as he hits that pitch through the infield. Base hit for Gardner. That's his first hit of the series. Just a soft ground ball, but he hit it toward the right spot on the infield, or one of the many good spots on the infield. And a good spot for a hitter is anywhere that an infielder isn't. Runners are on first and second to start this fourth inning. Now here's Gio Urshela. That's down low, counts 1-0. Urshela doubled, later scored. That was in the third inning. Batting for the second time in 2 consecutive innings. 1-0 pitch. That's a strike. Counts 1-1. Urshela this season batting .348 with runners in scoring position. Facing Andriese for the first time this game, and he gets ahead. 2-1's the count. Urshela, formerly with the Cleveland Indians and Toronto Blue Jays, didn't spend a long time in Toronto, but was a utility infielder for the Indians early in his career. He also started at third base in one of the games in 2017 when the Indians were playing the Yankees in the division series in the American League. Now playing for the enemy. Not just playing for the enemy. He had a breakout year in 2019. He was one of the most feared hitters in the Yankees order. Strike 3 called. That's out number 1. But because Urshela had so much success, he was one of the middle of the order hitters last season. Let's take a look at how the minor league teams are doing, or how some prospects are doing. Connor Justice, .625 average over his last 10 games. I always find it amazing. If you ever go online and look up some of the minor league teams and some of their nicknames, that's line into left field. That's a base hit. Throw coming in is cut off by Rendon. A run scores for the Yankees. That's an RBI single for DJ LeMahieu. Gardner moves to second on the play. It's 6-1. The Yankees lead it. Now here comes Aaron Judge. He singled and drove in a run in his last at bat. He's facing Matt Andriese for the first time this game. But some of the minor league teams, they have the most interesting names. You have the Montgomery Biscuits, the Akron Rubber Ducks, the Trash Pandas. That's one of the that's the Double-A affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels. I mean, there was a team called the New Orleans Baby Cakes too, or it was in the past. It just amazes me, absolutely amazes me, some of the nicknames that these minor league teams have. It's amusing, but also baffling. No, and the Montgomery Biscuits, it's like, the design of it, you got to look it up. But it is a biscuit with eyes at the top, and its tongue is a piece of butter, like a square piece of butter that was sliced off. So fascinating. Aaron Judge walks. That loads the bases with 1 out. Yankees leading by 5. Oh, yeah, I've heard of Lehigh Valley. Yeah, the Pig Nuts. Or the Lehigh Valley. Is it Pig Nuts? I know that they were called the Pigs, but if they're called Pig Nuts, I had no idea. Which is even more strange. But yeah, I know of Lehigh Valley's team, or Lehigh Valley's team. There's Gleyber Torres. That's outside, counts 1-0. Gleyber Torres has hit 3 home runs over his last 10 games. He's tallied 9 RBIs. He's hitless in this game so far. But his team already out to a 5-run lead. Swing and a miss, the count's even 1-1. Sharp ground ball into right field, base hit. 1 run's going to come around to score. LeMahieu's going to try to score from second. And Judge advances from first to third. 2 runs in for the Yankees. Gleyber Torres nets himself a couple RBIs, but this is not good for the Yankees. Aaron Judge, a knee issue after sliding into third base. Well, nobody wants to see that, but Aaron Judge, who's spent time on the injured list, extended time on the injured list in 2018 and 2019, will have to be taken off the field in this game. There's Mike Tauchman. No run for Aaron Judge. But not good news for the Yankees. As Giancarlo Stanton comes to the plate, the Yankees up 8-1. Judge was advancing from first to third on that hit by Torres when he got injured at third base. Ah, yes, the Iron Pig. That's right. Yeah, I've heard of them, Eric. The Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. That's a good name. Into right center field. Back toward the wall. That's going to one-hop the wall. Tauchman scores from third base. Stanton with another double in this game, and he's picked up some more RBIs. That's his 20th double of the season. Well, Armicio played that as best as he could, and Matt Andriese could not put a plug on the damage that the Yankees have inflicted. It's 9-1, the Yankees leading. Taylor Cole comes into the game, and he'll pitch with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 out. Joe Madden on the mound, and speaking of him, he's in his first year managing the Angels. And Eric Ledford's not going to like me talking about this, but Joe Madden has led 2 teams to the World Series, and one of them was the Cubs, where the Cubs won the World Series in 2016. I know the baseball community doesn't always like that to be mentioned, but it is a part of baseball history. Joe Madden also went to the World Series with the Rays in 2008, where they lost to the Phillies. But Joe Madden, regarded as one of the better managers in recent Major League Baseball history, and trying to help turn around an Angels team. But he didn't turn around the Cubs in his first season, and so far the Angels have struggled. 2-1. That's outside, counts 3-1. I don't mean just struggled this game. The Angels have struggled most of this season. The AL West has been a 2-team race so far. You have the Athletics in first place. They're 36-24. The Astros are two games back of first place with a 33-25 record as Simmons makes that play. Another run in. Gary Sanchez RBI ground out. It's 10-1 Yankees. But the Angels are 26-30. And they're 8 games back of the division lead. They're 6 games back of the Astros for second place. So it's been a tough division. It's been a 2-team race so far, and the Angels not in contention for any wild card spots up to this point. But they're secure in third place for the moment. They have a 3-game lead over the Rangers, who are in fourth place, and the Mariners, who've just struggled in recent history, are in last place with a 23-36 record. So the Mariners are not the worst team in baseball. That title right now belongs to the Royals. The Royals lost today to the Indians. The Royals had a 2-run lead in the first, but gave it up almost immediately and lost the game by a significant margin. That's foul. The count's still 0-2. The Yankees have put up 5 runs in this half inning. They lead by 9. They scored 2 in the second, 3 in the third. Now 5 here in the fourth. 0-2 to Andujar. That's inside. Counts 1-2. In the dirt, and Castro can't get in front of that one. And Stanton will go to third. So a wild pitch thrown by Taylor Cole, and not much going right for the Angels at this point in the game. Two balls, 2 strikes on the Yankees' designated hitter. Outside, the count's full 3-2. Luke Voigt would be next. Soft fly ball into right. That'll land foul, and the count remains full 3-2. Full count pitch. Fly ball out towards center field. There's Brian Goodwin. He makes the catch, and the top of the 4th inning is over. But the Yankees get 9 batters up to the plate, and they scored 5 of them. After 3.5 innings, it's the Yankees 10 and the Angels 1.
Your attention, please.
There's Mike Tauchman. He's taking over in right field for Aaron Judge, who slid into third base awkwardly in that last half inning and was removed because of what we speculate is a knee sprain. We'll have more on that injury after this game, and if you want to know more about Aaron Judge's injury, you'll see that on Twitter sometime later tonight. But we don't have definitive answers for you right at this moment. But we'll try to get them before the night ends. Here's Matt Thaiss. He's 1 for 1. He doubled in his first at bat, but was left stranded at second base. The Angels got a run in the bottom of the third. David Fletcher hit a double. Brian Goodwin advanced him to third, and Anthony Rendon scored him on a sacrifice fly. A couple pitchers already warming up in the Yankees bullpen, which is a rather intelligent idea. Jordan Montgomery's been taxed in this game despite giving up just 1 run. So keeping the arms fresh will help out the Yankees pitching staff and avoid Montgomery from injuring himself. Thaiss flies out to Brett Gardner, and that's the first out of this bottom of the 4th inning. And that top of the 4th really just seemed to drag on. The Yankees just kept getting hits and advancing runners and scoring. And before you knew it, it's a 10-1 game. 9-run lead for the Yankees. Simmons, sharp ground ball, base hit in the left field. And a runner on here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Angels.
Now batting, right fielder, Michael Hermosillo.
I'll watch this pitch again. I mean, see how he scored it up. I mean, he hit a sharp ground ball. That pitch was low, but it was still over that happy zone in the heart of the, over the heart of the plate. Simmons scored it up. Now here's Hermisio. He takes strike 1. Hermisio 0 for 1 in this game. Starting in the outfield now that Mike Trout is injured. That's a foul ball. The count 0-2, and Hermisio has an opportunity to extend his 5-game hitting streak. He almost got a hit in his first at bat, but Gleyber Torres made a nice backhanded play and was able to throw him out. He was more or less robbed of a hit. 1-2 pitch. Ooh!
Time. That got him. First base.
And that was a high and inside pitch. Aramisio
Up next to the
does not appreciate that.
the catcher, Jason Castro.
That was a little lower than I thought it was, but it's a consistent opinion among players. Hitting a batter's fine unless it's intentional or unless it's up and in. And even if you throw up and in and it's not intentional, hitters still don't like that just because, for obvious reasons, it's a dangerous spot to get hit. There's Jason Castro. That's a strike, count 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Castro was acquired in this past offseason. He signed a free agent deal with the Angels. He'll be consistently playing a former team that he was on in the Astros. Started his career with the Astros. Got for the Twins for a few years and now is here in Los Angeles. An experienced catcher. He's had consistent offensive numbers, not superstar caliber, but he's a veteran to have on your team that can produce and be a solid player. That's going to be foul. The count's still 1-2. One-two pitch coming again. Swing and a miss. Montgomery got him down on strikes with what looked like a changeup. That's his fourth strikeout. Now there are 2 outs at the bottom of the 4th inning.
The batter, number 22, second baseman, David.
Yeah, just missed his bat. Just dropped out of the zone. A great place to spot a changeup. David Fletcher, sharp ground ball past Gleyber Torres. That's a base hit. Simmons will be held up at third, though. The runners play station to station. The bases are loaded with 2 outs on David Fletcher's second hit of the game. Amicio now at second. Fletcher at first. And again, Simmons is on third base. Well, this might be a stretch, but this game would be back in reach for the Angels with a grand slam here. Anthony Rendon's on deck, so Montgomery not allowing Goodwin to reach would benefit him in many ways. I'm sure he's on a short leash now with Aaron Boone, with Seiza and Perez warming up in the bullpen. Goodwin down to the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's fouled off. Count still 1-2. The Angels have put together some good at-bats in this game, and they've made Montgomery throw several pitches. They just only have 1 run to show for it. Popped up. There's Torres. Catch made, and the Yankees avoid trouble in the 4th. The Angels leave the bases loaded. After 4 full innings, it's the Yankees 10 and the Angels 1. We'll go to the 5th. This is Major League Baseball's virtual network. This game brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Luke Voigt led off last inning as well. Led off with a walk. He bats here for the 3rd time in this game. His first at bat ended in a 2-run home run.
Count 1-0.
He was responsible for the first runs that the Yankees scored. Now into the box for his 3rd plate appearance. The Yankees sent 9 hitters to the plate last inning and scored 5 runs. They scored 2 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, and 5 in the 4th. It was almost a pattern. 2 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, but 5 in the 4th. Now we're here in the 5th. The Yankees up 9 runs. The Angels got a sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning.
Outside, that's a ball.
Anthony Rendon was credited with the RBI. They haven't scored since, and they're not keeping pace with the Yankees. 3-1 pitch from Taylor Cole. High fly ball out toward left center field, and that ball is going to clear the wall. It is a solo home run for Luke Voit, his 10th home run of the season, his second of the game. It's 11-1. The Yankees lead it. Look, another pitch left is slightly above belt high, and Voit handles those pitches well. Sends another one out toward left field and extends the Yankees' lead. They're up by 10. Here's Brett Gardner. It's outside, counts 1-0. Gardner singled in his last at bat, got his first hit of the series. This is game 2 of this series. The Angels won yesterday 6-2, but the Yankees have a 10-run lead nearly halfway through this one. Taylor Cole pitching in his second inning now. Every pitcher that the Angels have put on the mound so far has given up at least one run. Out to center field, there's Brian Goodwin. That's the first out of the 5th inning.
Now batting.
Well, there's the starter, Andrew Heaney, and his stat line for the day. 2 2/3 innings pitched. Gave up 5 earned runs on 5 hits. Didn't walk too many batters. He was giving the Yankees opportunities to swing at pitches, but the Yankees are just good at hitting pitches. That's part of the problem. But also just 1 strikeout on his score line. He's in line for the loss. But the rest of the pitchers on the team haven't really done well either. As Pujols makes that play, that's out number 2.
Now batting. Second base.
Matt Andriese came in, and he got the final out of the 3rd inning when Heaney got taken out. But then in the 4th, Andriese seemed to get ambushed. The Yankees were swinging it well, getting hits, scoring runs. And he got taken out in the middle of the 4th inning for Taylor Cole, who has given up a run here in the 5th. And now with 2 outs, LeMahieu trying for extra bases. Justin Upton's throw in is cut off by Simmons. 2-out double for DJ LeMahieu. He's on base with another hit, his 13th double of the season. Squared up well, and yeah, it just hit the line out in left field. But if any part of the ball hits the line, then it is a fair ball. That's why baseball, you'll see it in the major leagues, and why it's recommended to use chalk, especially on the infield, is because the powder puffs up when the ball makes contact. It's easy for umpires to see if a ball did touch a line or not. 1-0 count to Mike Tauchman, chopped on the ground toward the middle. There's Taylor Cole. He throws to Albert Pujols, and that ends the top of the 5th. However, the Yankees got another run. Luke Voit hit his 2nd home run of the game in that half inning. The Yankees have a 10-run lead going to the bottom of the 5th inning. This is Major League Baseball's virtual network. This game brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis, and as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning, the Angels are trailing the Yankees by 10 runs. The Yankees have gotten 2 home runs in this game that account for 3 of their runs, and they were both hit by Luke Voit, but all the other runs were scored off base hits. Hits that stayed in the ballpark.
Number 58. Franklin.
Jordan Montgomery finished after 4 innings. Franklin Perez comes in to pitch. This is the 20th game he's appearing in this season, and he has an earned run average of .389.
The third baseman.
Perez was acquired by the Yankees in a trade with the Indians earlier this season, and so far he's done well in Major League Baseball. He's been a long relief pitcher for this team, and he's been a weapon, because if a starter doesn't do well, and he comes in and has an opportunity to keep the Yankees in a game. And in this instance, since Jordan Montgomery was taxed, was forced to throw over 90 pitches through 4 innings, he won't be as sharp Well, Aaron Boone, thinking Montgomery wouldn't have been as sharp, took him out. And that's where Perez comes in. A fresh arm that can eat up as many as 3 innings, maybe 4. And he keeps teams from scoring. Most of the time, he's had his troubles. His ERA is close to 4, but he's been an effective pitcher for the Yankees this season. 2-1 count on Anthony Rendon. Of course, in this game, anybody can take the mound and be trusted, at least for a little bit. Strike 3. He chased the fastball upstairs. Perez, a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. That's out number 1.
The left fielder, number 8. Justin Upton.
Well, that's that eye level, and that's talked about a lot in baseball because it is effective, changing the eye level or elevating pitches. A hitter can't see a fastball better higher in the zone because the higher a pitch, the closer it is to your eyes. The only issue sometimes, though, is that while that ball will light up your eyes and you can see it well, it's harder to get your hands up, get your hands to a pitch like that, so your body will react to your eyes, but usually it's a failed attempt because it's hard to adjust your hands up to that elevation. 0-2 pitch. Outside counts 1 and 2.
2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. That's out number 2. Justin Upton down swinging. And Franklin Perez has come into the game and struck out the first 2 hitters he's faced.
Number 5, Albert Pujols.
So with 2 outs, that'll bring up the number 5 hitter in the Angels order, Albert Pujols, who's 0 for 2. Facing Franklin Perez for the first time, and he takes strike 1. Struck out in the first, grounded out in the second, and while several Yankees hitters are coming through their 4th time up to the plate, the Angels still working on number 3. Counts quickly 0-2. Franklin Perez with an opportunity to strike out the side. That's well too far outside. Counts 1 and 2. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Breaking ball, tapped foul. Count remains 1 and 2 on the imposing figure of Albert Pujols, once known as the Machine. One of the best hitters throughout the history of baseball, and that's going to get into the gap. That's going to one-hop the wall. Albert Pujols trying for second base. Stanton throws to LeMahieu, who just holds the relay. 2-out double for Albert Pujols. He's in scoring position.
The designated hitter, Matt.
And that was a rather poor pitch by Franklin. He left that pitch up in the zone. Pujols can still handle pitches like that. One that caught too much of the zone for too long. Now here's Matt Thaiss, who doubled in the second inning. 1 for 2 in this game. Takes strike 1. Perez struck out Rendon and Upton to begin this inning. And it's an 0-1 count to Thaiss now with Pujols on second. Pujols just doubled. That's ripped to right field, and that'll stay fair. That ball's gone. Matt Thaiss with a 2-run home run, his second homer of the season. The Angels are back within single digits of the Yankees. It is still an 8-run game. Still a large lead. It's an 8-run game. Yeah, that was left up in the zone. Just like the one left up to Pujols. Pujols didn't leave the yard, though. Thaiss did. That ball cleared the wall by plenty. The only question was if it was going to be fair or foul. And as you see there, it did stay fair. So Perez went from potentially striking out the side to giving up 2 runs. Now here's Andrelton Simmons. He bats with 2 outs and the base is empty. He hit a single in his last at bat. And he pops that pitch up and foul, and the count quickly 0 balls and 2 strikes. This is game 2 of a 3-game series. The Angels won yesterday. And that pitch served into left field. Stanton with a sliding grab. And the 5th inning is over. But the Angels get 2 runs on 2 hits. 11-3 is the score, and there's that play one more time. Nice basket catch. We'll go to the 6th. The Yankees lead by 8. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. This game brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. And it's May the 30th, 2020.
1-0.
We're inching closer to summer with every day, although that's true all the time, but summer that much closer now.
2 balls, no
The first day of June will be on Monday. Swing and a miss, counts 2-1.
2-1.
Well, the weather's been getting nicer, at least where I'm from. And I'm somebody who enjoys the summer, sunshine, sports, outdoors. Enjoying nature, just being active outside. So I'm excited that we're heading into June. 2-2 pitch. That's fouled off. The count's to leave in 2-2. But the one drawback is that COVID-19 is still affecting us in some ways, and there are several public pools that won't open, so losing out on that perk. But while I'm at home, trying to convince my parents to get us either a pool or a hot tub, something that they're half seriously considering, as that pitch misses outside, to get us our own personal one to be able to enjoy cool water and the sunshine outside. But we'll see how much I can press my luck. 3-2 pitch. That's upstairs. Leadoff walk for Gleyber Torres.
Now batting, the left fielder.
Taylor Cole gave up a run last inning. He gave up a solo home run to Luke Voigt. He came in the 4th inning, didn't give up any runs, but then gave up that run in the 5th. Now he's pitching here in the 6th inning, as the Angels have yet to put a pitcher on the mound that hasn't given up a run. Each pitcher in this game for the Angels has given up at least 1 run. The same can be said for the Yankees, too. Jordan Montgomery gave up a run. Franklin Perez gave up 2, but the Yankees pitching staff hasn't given up as many runs as the Angels has. On the ground and foul, the count's now 0-2. Right, Eric Ledford, but I don't have my own pool, which is kind of tough, but, like, that's okay. Swing and a miss. That's out number 1. Giancarlo Stanton strikes out.
Now batting, catcher, Gary.
That was a challenge fastball thrown by Cole, and Cole won the battle. You see Stanton there a bit upset because that was a pitch he can usually handle. He just got beat by it in that at bat. Here's Gary Sanchez, counts 0-1. Sanchez 0 for 2. He hit a sacrifice fly. Has 2 RBIs in this game. He also drove in a run on a ground out. He's 7th in the American League in walks with 31. In 2017, his average was high, as well as his home run count and RBI total, but over the years his average has struggled, and he's also had some stints on the injured list as well. The Yankees were thankful enough to have Austin Romine, who was an adequate replacement, come in and still do well. The Yankees don't have that anymore, and Sanchez hasn't been consistent with average since 2017, which has been one of the drawbacks to having him in the lineup. He's still a scary bat. He still produces runs and hits homers, but he's more likely to swing and miss nowadays, and that problem hasn't been fixed so far this season. Now the Yankees don't have an adequate backup either. Kyle Higashioka is the backup catcher for the Yankees. And he hasn't had too much Major League experience. That's the only reason I say he's not an adequate replacement. Not that he doesn't have the potential to grow and be a quality catcher, but right now his experience isn't much in Major League Baseball. Sanchez swings and misses. Taylor Cole now with 2 strikeouts, both in this inning. And now with 2 outs, Miguel Andujar will come to the plate. Watch this pitch one more time. That's a changeup classic. Starts at the knees, but drops below. It is a bait pitch. It's a swing and miss pitch, and Cole got a swing and miss. Miguel Andujar reached base once on a walk. Otherwise, he's 0 for 2 officially. Andujar tied for first in the American League in hits and can break that tie with just 1 hit in this game. Cole snags that one on the mound. Throws to Albert Pujols, and the top of the 6th inning is over. The Yankees fail to score in the top of the 6th inning, but they leave a runner on base. Going to the bottom of the 6th inning, it's the Yankees 11 and the Angels 3. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 8-9 hitters due up for the Angels in this half inning. Michael Hermisio, Jason Castro, and David Fletcher. Austin Romine's in Detroit. He was never going to be a starter in New York. I know he played more consistently in 2014. The Yankees were still in a rebuilding stage, but then Sanchez came up also with the acquisition of Brian McCann in free agency in 2014. It was tough for Romine to get any playing time, but he's a definite. He would have definitely started in Detroit. I think that was one of the perks to him signing with them instead of back with the Yankees. He wanted a starting position with the team, and so far he has started this year. And even if this were real baseball, I'm sure he would have started for them too. Jason Castro swings and fouls that pitch off. Counts 0-1. Michael Hermisio just flew out to Brett Gardner. So now Jason Castro at the plate. Castro is hitless in 2 at-bats. Franklin Perez still on the mound. He gave up 2 runs in his first inning pitched, which was last inning. And he's ahead in the count quickly. No balls, 2 strikes on the ground right side. And LeMahieu stops it, but the throw is well late. I mean, would you classify that as an infield single? That's just what the shift does sometimes. The infield had him shifted, and LeMahieu stopped it, but he stopped it in the outfield. Here's David Fletcher now, 2 for 3. He's doubled and singled in this game. 3 for 8 in the series. And so 2 of those 3 hits have been in this game. That's outside, counts 1-0. The Angels got a run in the 3rd and 2 runs in the 5th. Matt Thaiss. He had a 2-run home run in the 5th inning. Gave the Angels their 3rd run. Their 2nd and their 3rd run. Anthony Rendon hit a sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning. That was the Angels' first run. The Yankees have had runs scored all throughout this game. They scored 2 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, 5 in the 4th. And they got a run in the 5th. The top of the 6th was the first time they didn't score since the 1st inning. Hitters count for David Fletcher, 3 balls, 1 strike. Jason Castro reached first on a single. And the count's full as Fletcher fouls that pitch off. Up the middle, Perez stabs it, throws to Torres for 1, back to Voit. That's a double play. Out at second is Castro, out at first is Fletcher, and unfortunate there for the Angels. A double play ends the 6th inning. No runs on a hit for the Angels and no runners left on base. Moving to the 7th, it's the Yankees 11 and the Angels 3. Here's Luke Voigt, who has 2 home runs in this game. Here's his most recent home run. This is the solo home run he hit back in the 5th inning. That gave the Yankees their 11th run. That home run was the last time the Yankees scored as a team. And Luke Voigt has been the only Yankees player to hit a home run. The rest of their runs were scored on hits that stayed in the yard. No ball, 1 strike pitch from Taylor Cole.
Yep, that ball went out.
Keenan Middleton and Ryan Boucher are in the bullpen.
I got 2-1.
1-1 or 2-1 count, excuse me, to Luke Voigt. That's fouled off. The count is 2-2 now on the Yankees' first baseman. Taylor Cole came into pitch in the 4th inning. He's been here ever since. He replaced Matt Andriese,
3-2.
who replaced Andrew Heaney, the starter. Against the shift, Luke Voigt is 3 for 3. His first hit, though, that isn't an outside the park home run. Hermisio Fields, and Voigt hit his second base with a leadoff double.
The center fielder, number 11, Brett Gardner.
Another pitch left up, belt high. This pitch was good for Voigt. It wasn't right down the middle, but it was over the outside part of the plate, and that allowed Voigt to get extension.
Now pitching number 99.
Taylor Cole won't pitch the rest of the 7th inning. Here comes Keenan Middleton. Middleton in 24 games has a 2-3 record and an earned run average of 386. Yankees have a runner in scoring position.
Count 1-0.
So Taylor Cole came in the middle of the 4th inning. Gave up 1 earned run. But that double to begin this inning was enough for Joe Madden to pull him. That's up high, counts 2-0. Middleton, been on the Angels Major League roster for a few seasons.
2 balls, 1 strike.
He's been toward the back of their bullpen, one of their more reliable arms. But he's not saving much for the Angels right now. This is a spot where pitchers just have the task of getting outs
Inside, ball 1.
without extending the deficit. The Yankees have an 8-run lead. That's strike 2.
We got 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That's fouled off. Count is still full, 3-2. Simmons catches the ball. Line out for Brett Gardner. That's out number 1.
Now back, the third baseman, Gio Urshela.
So with 1 out now, top of the 7th, Luke Voigt still on second base. Here's Gio Urshela. He doubled and scored a run, his only hit of the game, and his only hit of the series to this point. This is game 2 of a 3-game series. The Angels won game 1 6-2, and the Yankees with a sizable lead in this one. 11-3 the score.
Ball.
2-0 is the count.
Ball
3-0 is the count. Keenan Middleton has missed with his last 3 pitches. 3-0 count to the Yankees' third baseman. That's a strike, counts 3-1. Top of the order due up next for the Yankees: LeMahieu, Judge, and Torres. All those players have RBIs in this game too. Oh, I lied. No, Aaron Judge is not up, but we'll get to that in a minute. Urshela hits that down the right field line. They're going to try to score Voit from second. The relay in is late. And it's a 9-run game now. 12-3 is the score on Gio Urshela's second hit of the game. It was a great throw by Armicio, too. Nice relay, but Pujols had to move slightly, so he wasn't in line with the plate, and that allowed Luke Voit to sneak in. 12-3 the score. Mike Tauchman is due up next. Aaron Judge got injured earlier in the game. He slid into third and hurt his knee, so he was taken out of the game. Mike Tauchman was his replacement, so Tauchman is the one due up next. 1-0 pitch. Line drive towards center. That's a base hit, and the Yankees being relentless. Urshela moves to second. LeMahieu on first with a single as that relay gets in to Simmons. Well, not surprising that the Yankees are boasting their offense, something they've been doing in recent years. Here's Mike Tauchman. He's 0 for 1. He reached on a fielder's choice and later scored earlier on in this game. As mentioned previously, Tauchman replaced Aaron Judge because of an injury. So now Tauchman playing right field and batting second in the order. Counts 1-1. It's unconfirmed yet what the specific injury of Aaron Judge is, but if you check Twitter later tonight, we should have the answer for you. Popped up. That induces an infield fly rule, so Simmons makes the catch anyway, but Tauchman automatically out, and now there are 2 outs in the top of the 7th. That's strike one on Torres, who's 1 for 3. He also has an RBI in this game. It's hard to find any Yankees who haven't got any runs batted in. Tauchman, one of the only ones, but he's had just 2 at-bats. But even Aaron Judge got himself a hit while he was still in the game. And an RBI for that matter. Nothing in 2 pitch. Chop foul. Count still 0-2. Middleton consistently throwing in the mid-90s. 96 miles per hour on that last fastball. No ball, 2-strike pitch. That's outside, counts 1-2. Middleton, 22 pitches. He came in with a runner on second and nobody out in this top of the 7th inning. Swing and a miss. Gleyber Torres down on strikes, and that ends the top of the 7th. The Yankees get a run, and that run was charged to Taylor Cole. Keenan Middleton still clean. So from his scoreline, he kept the Yankees scoreless in the top of the 7th. Going to the bottom of the 7th, it's a 9-run lead for the Yankees. Franklin Perez is still on the mound. You see there Tommy Kahnle and Jonathan Holder warming up in the Yankee bullpen, but 2, 3, 4 hitters do it for the Angels in this half inning. Brian Goodwin, Anthony Rendon, and Justin Upton. Up the middle, but the infield was shifted, so there's Torres making the play. 1 pitch, 1 out, begins the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting, third baseman, Anthony Rendon.
So with 1 out, here's Anthony Rendon. He's 1 for 2. He singled and also got a sacrifice fly earlier in this game. Rendon 3 for 6 in the series. Tommy Kahnle, Jonathan Holder, you see them there warming up in the bullpen. The Yankees not in need of using any of their high-end arms in this game out of the bullpen. Unlikely we'll see Chapman in tonight's game. 2-0 pitch from Perez. 3-0's the count. Justin Upton on deck. Well, the Yankees have been relentless. The only innings they didn't score in were in the first and the sixth.
Nope.
That's inside, ball 4. Anthony Rendon on base for the second time in this game.
The left fielder, number 8. Justin.
So with 1 out and a runner on first, here's Justin Upton. Upton's 1 for 2. His last hit was in the first inning. Game 2. This is of a 3-game series. The Angels won yesterday 6-2. The Yankees up 9 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Chopped on the ground left side. There's Urshela, and he'll elect to throw to Void at first. Upton's out at first base. Rendon safe at second. And there are now 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning.
The first baseman, number 5. Albert.
Urshela with a smart play there. That would have been a tough play to throw behind his body, so getting the out with his momentum important. Here's Luis Cessa. He'll come out of the Yankees bullpen to pitch. He wasn't throwing just now, but hey, I don't know. This is Cessa's 16th appearance of the season. He's one of the Yankees' long relief pitchers as well. Him and Perez have been long relief pitchers, so they don't typically see much action. Which might be the reason why he'll pitch in this game. Give the back end of the bullpen a day off. Keep them rested and just get outs in this game while they have such a large lead. One count. That's fouled off. Counts now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Albert Pujols, first baseman of the Angels. Fly ball out toward right field. There's Mike Tauchman. Catch is made. 7 innings in the books here at Angels Stadium. Going to the 8th inning, it's the Yankees 12 and the Angels 3. The middle of the order for the Yankees due up when we come back. Oh, we're back. Those commercials were so fast you didn't even see them. My name's Nicholas Callis. This is Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. Giancarlo Stanton, Gary Sanchez, and Miguel Andujar due up. And Stanton 2 for 4 in this game. Keenan Middleton pitched the 7th inning. He hasn't been charged with any runs, though a run did score in the 7th. It's charged to Taylor Cole, who let the runner on base. Luke Voigt led that inning off with a double. He later scored. But Middleton now pitching in his 2nd full inning. Or his 2nd inning. First inning he pitched was a full inning. High fly ball. Out to left center field. Upton runs back and he makes the catch. Stanton. A couple fly balls he's hit out there were close to being out of the park. That one not enough to make it. Starter comparison. Both pitchers threw several pitches in their starts and struggled in some capacity, but you see there Heaney struggled quite considerably more than Montgomery did. 2 innings pitched, 5 earned runs given up on 5 hits. He walked a few batters, gave up a long ball. Officially, Heaney went 2 2/3 innings. Montgomery pitched 4 full. And coming into the 5th inning for the Yankees defense, he was replaced. 1 ball, no strike count. That's outside, counts 2-0. But a rough day to be a pitcher. The Angels offense has been doing as well as they can. It's not common that a team scores in double digits in baseball, although that's arguable now in today's game. But at the same token, 3 runs is a decent amount to get your pitching staff. But when your opponent scores 12, it's difficult for the offense to carry that burden and try to make a comeback. Ground ball right side. Pujols able to play that. And Middleton runs over to cover first, and Sanchez is out at first. There are now 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning.
The designated hitter, Miguel Andujar.
So 2 outs. Here's Miguel Andujar, 329 hitter now, but he's gone 0 for 3 in this game. He's tied for first place in hits with 81. And now he's the American League hit leader as of this point in time. That's his 82nd hit of the season. And he's on base with a 2-out single.
The batter, the first baseman, Luke Ford.
So with 2 outs, and here's a guy who's perfect today. 2 home runs and a single, but right when I said he's perfect, he flies out to center on the first pitch he sees. Voit now 3 for 4, and that ends the top of the 8th inning. The Yankees get no runs on a hit and leave 1 runner on base. After 7.5 innings, it's the Yankees 12 and the Angels 3. This is Major League Baseball's virtual network. This game brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Matt Thaiss comes to the plate to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning, and he's 2 for 3. He also has a couple RBIs. He hit a home run earlier on, and he takes ball 1. Thaiss facing Luis Cessa for the first time. He hit his 2-run home run off Franklin Perez. Breakdown of runs by Yankees pitchers. Jordan Montgomery gave up a run in the 3rd inning. Franklin Perez gave up 2 runs. 1-1 pitch. Fly ball out to right field, but that's foul, and the count is 1-2. Swinging a foul ball, the count's still 1-2. Strike 3 on the swing. That's out number 1.
The batter, number 2.
That's his fastball again. It's a tough pitch to hit sometimes when a pitcher locates that well toward the lower inside corner. Nowhere to get extended and nowhere to elevate the ball. Popped up out towards shallow left field. Torres runs it down. That's out number 2.
Up next for the Yankees, the right fielder, Michael Hermosillo.
Michael Hermosillo comes up to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He reached base once the painful way. He got hit by a pitch in the 6th inning. That's here with 2 outs and the base is empty. Still hitless on his scoreline. Popped up and foul. The count 0-1. Swing and a miss. Counts quickly 0-2. Luis Cessa working quickly. 0-2 pitch. Inside counts 1-2. Hermosillo. We'll see this 1-2 pitch. Chopped on the ground left side. There's Urshela to Voit. 8 full innings in the books. The Angels fail to score or even get any runners on base in that 8th inning. Last inning of regulation coming up, and the Yankees have a 9-run lead. 8-9 hitters due up when we come back. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Brett Gardner, Gio Urshela, and DJ LeMahieu all scheduled to bat in this half inning. And the first pitch Middleton throws in this inning hits the arm of Brett Gardner, and he'll reach base. And nicked him on the shoulder there. That could have been worse. Looks like a bit of pain from the force of the ball coming into him. And he's on first. Nobody out. Here's Gio Urshela. Swing, and that ball's foul. Yes, Eric Ledford, all commercials do need to be like that, but unlike Major League Baseball's virtual network, big corporations need money to fund the sports they bring you, so it's understandable why they're sometimes extended commercials. There's Gio Urshela getting another hit in this game. He's been using the opposite field wall in this game, too. That one just stayed fair down the right field line, but it's a line drive opposite field hit nonetheless.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and that's it for Keenan Middleton.
now pitching for the Yankees,
A new pitcher coming in, Ryan Butcher coming in to pitch. In 25 games appeared in, he has an ERA of 4.84. And like every other pitcher that could come out of the bullpen at this point, the idea is just to get outs. Want to knows the count. There's nobody out in the top of the ninth inning. Both runners on base right now are the responsibility of Keenan Middleton. At this point, he hasn't given up any runs to his scoreline, but there is a possibility that could change in this inning. It's up to Butcher. Base hit to right field, and that's one run tallied to Middleton's scoreline. The 13th run for the Yankees in this game. It's back to a double-digit lead for the Yanks.
up next for the Yankees, the right fielder.
LeMahieu singles. Gardner scores from third. Advancing to second, Urshela, and aboard at first with an RBI single is DJ LeMahieu. Now here's Ryan Tauchman. Tauchman 0 for 2. Replaced Aaron Judge when he got hurt earlier in the game. Judge slid awkwardly into third base and hurt some part of his leg. We don't know specifically what the injury is. We'll be able to tell you later, and we'll post it on Twitter as soon as we find out. But what we know right now is Judge is out because of injury, and Tauchman is coming to replace him. It's a 2-0 count on Tauchman now. Butcher into the game. Just replaced Keenan Middleton, who let the first two runners on base. One of them came around to score. Tauchman, a former Colorado Rocky. Wasn't even supposed to play Major League Baseball with the Yankees last season. Him playing in the majors was a direct result of all the Yankees' injuries, but he was one of those players who was supposed to be depth but came up and played as if he was a good enough player to be a regular starter all the time. Popped up. Shallow outfield. Andrelton Simmons runs out. He'll get it. That's out number one. Our schedule for Major League Baseball's virtual network just for next week will be posted sometime tonight, so you can look forward to that. See what teams will be featured. We feature 3 games every day, every week. We announce the schedule. So you can check that out on Twitter at VirtualMLB. It'll also be posted on YouTube, MLB Virtual Network. As that's hit out toward right field. Brian Goodwin calls off Hermisio. The catch is made. Urshela stays at second, and LeMahieu retreats back to first. So the runners stay where they were. 2 outs, top of the ninth inning. And Giancarlo Stanton will come up to the plate. Stanton 2 for 5. A couple doubles, a couple runs batted in this game. Again, the Yankees have not scored any runs, really, on home runs. And the only person to homer for the Yankees is Luke Voit. He had 2 home runs in this game, but the rest of the runs that the Yankees scored were on base hits that stayed in the park. Luke Voit has totaled 3 runs batted in this game. He had a 2-run home run in the second, and he had a solo home run at some point after that. Luke Voit is 3 for 4 in this game, and the only way that he would bat again is if the Yankees could extend this inning and get him up to bat. Giancarlo Stanton, the cleanup hitter. Voit 7th in the order in this game. And Stanton falls behind. The count's 1-2. Got him to chase. That ends the top of the ninth inning. But the Yankees able to push across another run. They lead by 10 going into the bottom of the ninth inning. And this will be quite a task for the Angels offense. This is Major League Baseball's virtual network. This game brought to you by MLB The Show 20. My name is Nicholas Callis. Check us out on Twitter at VirtualMLB and subscribe to the YouTube channel MLB Virtual Network. You'll get notifications on when we go live and when we post videos that are crucial to the information you need to enjoy baseball. That's what we're trying to do with this network. Luis Cease is still on the mound for the Yankees. 9-1-2 hitters do it for the Angels. Jason Castro, David Fletcher, and Brian Goodwin. Yankees up 13-3. The Yankees have scored in every inning but the first, the sixth, and the eighth. And as you can see, they've rocked Angels pitching in this game. Fly ball out toward left field. Stanton running for it, and he makes the catch. That's out number one. There's only one pitcher in the Angels staff tonight that didn't give up a run, and that was Ryan Butcher. Every other pitcher was charged with at least one earned run to his line score. So not a proud day for Angels pitching. Not really a proud day for Yankees pitching either. Angels have gotten a significant amount of hits, just haven't come through to score runs. That's out number two. Clearly seen by that scoreboard display that's on your screen, the Yankees have had almost no issue putting up runs in this game. And now there are two outs in the bottom of the ninth inning. Brian Goodwin up to the plate, and the Angels one out to work with. That's a strike, counts even 1-1. Fly ball out to right field, and the Yankees shift helps them there. Tauchman able to make that play with little trouble, and this ball game is over. Though many might argue that it ended quite a while ago, the Yankees secure the win. After 9, 13-3, the final score. There's Torres and LeMahieu. Look at the Yankees acting like they've done this before, and certainly they have done this many times to teams, weaker teams in the American League, weaker teams among baseball. They've put a pounding on them. The Angels fell victim in tonight's game. So the series is split now. That creates a rubber match for tomorrow's game in this series. Let's take a look at the final line scores. No saves needed. Franklin Perez got the win. Andrew Heaney got the loss. This one doesn't really need to be summarized. A very simple game here. The Yankees won it. The Angels gave up several runs. But the Yankees, with their 13 runs, were enough to give them a win against the Angels, who could only score 3. Franklin Perez pitched 2 2/3 innings, gave up 2 earned runs on 3 hits. Andrew Heaney started this game for the Angels, gave up 5 earned runs on 5 hits. Pitched 2 2/3 innings, got hit with the loss. Luke Voigt, one of 2 players to get a home run in this game. As a matter of fact, he hit 2 home runs, tallied 3 runs batted in total, and he's the player of the game. Matt Thaiss, a notable player for the Angels. He got 2 hits in this game, one of which was a home run that netted the Angels 2 RBIs. That was in the 5th inning. But other than that, they struggled on offense as a team in this game, and certainly their pitching struggled as well. Their pitching let them down. Nothing really more to say about this game, so we'll just close it at that. My name's Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's Virtual Network. This game brought to you by MLB The Show. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel MLB Virtual Network and look us up and follow us on Twitter. @VirtualMLB is the handle. But so long from Angel Stadium. Once again, the score. The Yankees 13 and the Angels 3.